Okay, I just want to make sure you guys are clear on what exactly is going on here. So right here, the recipe, juggle, index, candy, right? That's all on you. If you were actually building a website, that would be in your file, right? So all your files are going to be, all your HTML code, your pictures, your CSS, everything is going to be all in one file. And then this index.html, that's going to be your main page. So if you went to gaston.com, what you're actually going to is a file on the internet that's called index.html, right? So gaston.com points to this index.html, right? And then in your web browser, what it does is it basically opens up this document and displays this, right? So again, this is your code just like a Microsoft Word document, and Microsoft Word decodes the .doc files and displays it on the screen. That's what the web browser does, right? It decodes these HTML files and displays it on the screen. Anyway, that's that. Okay, so now let's get to work. Making a multi-page site, so we're going to work on multi-page sites. So this is going to be our main site, index.html, and these are additional websites that are going to be connected to this one. And as you can see on here, inspector on, these are the links, right? So the Scotcheroos recipe, that's a link going to recipe.html. So they're linking this main page to this recipe page. So you're going to go from the main page to the recipe page. Same with the juggle. Same with the fun facts. Okay. So use this inspector, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Click on the recipe.html file. In the files on the left-hand side. Recipe. Add a hyperlink to the top of this page that will link you back to index.html. Alright, so the easiest way to do this would be, we're going to go to our index.html, right? And we can see this is the link, right? And again, when you put in your link, it's the caret a space href equals, then your quote, juggle.html, another quote, and then you got to close the caret, right? So this right here is all one piece. So this is the starting caret, and this is the close caret, right? So all this has to be in the first part of the caret, second part, the close. So the start, again, and close. It's right here. Anyway, okay, so we're going to copy this straight, ripping it off. Control-C. And then we go to our recipe.html, right? And Scotcheroos. We're going to put the link right here. So I'm going to hit enter, Control V, right? So I'm putting the link right here. Right now it's going to send me to how to juggle. So I got to change this, right, to point to index.html, right? So I'm going to go index.html, and then I'm going to type home. Got it? So what I did here, now I have a link that's going to send me back to index. So when I click here, it should take me back. And there it is, right? So juggle, back home. Oh, man, the juggle has it already done. We could have just went here, right? Inspector on. And this is the rip. This is how you rip it right here. We could have just taken that. Control C. Go to my recipe. I'll just paste it in there. I'll get rid of this one. Right? So I've got my back home for Scotcheroos. How to juggle, I got my back home now. And the candy. Cool. Alright, here's your navigation project. Linking to pages by creating a navigation bar at the top of the page. Alright, so they want us to add 2 links to our home page to build like a navigation bar. So, in our body, and again, if we want to just rip off the links, I'm going to go to my juggle. So here's my back to home link, right? I'm just going to copy it, Control X. I'm sorry, Control C. Right, I don't want to cut it because I'm going to take it out of that one. So I want to Control C. And then go back to my page. Okay, here's my page. So now I'm going to first put a link to my home page. So in the body, hit enter, Control V, right? So there's my link to home page, which is the index. And then I'm going to do it again, but now I'm going to link to my new -1 HTML, right? So again, I just change it because it's going to point to new -1.html, and then in here I'm going to type in foods, right? But if you didn't do your page on foods, you're going to call it whatever your page is. So now I go to my index, click on my foods, and now it goes to my foods page, right? When I go back home, in my foods. So I'm starting to build my navigation bar. And that's it. Okay, this one you do on your own. This is good to know, though. Again, on your own. And just, you're going to create another page on your website. Alright, create and name your new page. So we're going to create a new HTML. Call it new 2. So now we have me. The new 1, foods that are good for you, foods that are bad for you. And then new 2 is nothing yet. So let's go ahead and think that's it for this one. Yeah. So we created the process. We have our new page. Alright, on this one we're going to go get pictures and get the citations from Creative Commons. And you guys know how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go find some right now and add them, and then we'll be back. Okay, let's go ahead and hit up Creative Commons. So I just did a Google search, Creative Commons search, right? And now I'm going to, I don't know what I want to put in here. I don't know, video games. Okay. Here's some random video games. Alright, so I'm going to take this picture. And this is what I'm going to use. Actually, no. Look at all this attribution he wants. Oh, no, I can just use this right here. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to my project. And this was my new page, right? So I'm going to add the code for these images already. So I'm just going to copy this soccer code, right? Control C. And now I'm going to dump it in here. Control V. And then here's my citation. So what I'm going to do here is copy my citation and just paste it right in here. So now I have my citation, and then I'm going to save my picture, save image as game guy. I'll just call it game. So game.jpg. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I'm going to go to my code.org. I'm going to add an image, so I'm adding an image to this file. Add image, upload file, and find my game picture. Game. Close it out. Okay, so now I have game here, right? So I'm opening up my index file. I'm sorry, my new one. And the source is game.jpg. So I'm going to change that to game.jpg. I'm going to put game guy. Right? So I've got my image and I've got my giving my credit. So I'm going to do one more. Let's try. I don't know. I can't think. How about money? I like money. It's nice. Okay, here's some money. I like that. So again, I'm going to go to my code